The next technique that we're going to go over and review is going to teach you how to use a foam roller to release the quadriceps muscles. Remember how I mentioned previously that some of you do not need to roll out your hamstrings? Well, part of that reason is related to the quad side of your knee joint. And this is because the area that's known as your quad is going to have a lot of knots, shortened tissue, and then it's going to be accompanied by a limited range of motion affecting the hamstrings. Well, how does that work? Let me give you an example. Think of all the joints in your body as levers, and they're controlled by fibers in electricity. These levers become dysfunctional when the fibers get knotted. So if everything on one side of the lever gets shortened, then everything on the other side of the lever would be stiff and unable to move as a result. Your body works in the same way, since those fibers in the example are muscle fibers, and the electricity that's in the example is simply just bioelectricity from our nervous system. So by releasing your quad muscles or with massage or using a foam roller can lead you to have a better hamstring stretch and or moving better with your hamstrings. I hope that helps you better understand why working here can help you improve flexibility on the other side of your leg. Before we get started, let me be honest with you. Some of you that are new to this technique, I advise you to use a softer foam roller than you would in other places. And this is for one fact, because for some of you, at first, until you adapt, this technique is going to be very painful. You'll have so many knots in the area that it's honestly going to feel like the foam roller is driving along a cobblestone road. If you've ever driven your car over that, you know what I'm talking about. Good news is that the pain and the intensity at this level is only this bad when you first start. Over time and with consistency, you'll be able to reduce the intensity. Now, with that being said, let's start to show you the technique right after you take a moment, if you haven't already, and you hit the like button, okay? Because likes are how I know you're enjoying this content. To actively roll your quad muscles, you're going to start with a comfortable part of the floor or mat, as well as a foam roller that you have handy. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take that roller, you're going to put it on the ground, you're going to get the front of your thigh where your quad muscles run, you're going to get that right on top of the roller. So that means your glutes are going to be facing up into the ceiling. What you'll do with the rest of your body when you're there is that the non-active leg, the one, well, it's still going to be active, but the side that's not getting rolled is going to be in a plank position. Then your forearms will be also in a plank position. When your body comes up off the mat, it's no longer a sphinx position, it is now a plank position. So what we do now is we roll onto it, right? I'm going to start with the area that's just above my knee, not rolling onto the knee bone, because then you could really hurt yourself. And then you got to make sure it's in good alignment with your body. Mine was a little bit off. Then what you start to do is you go back and forth and you start to do an active roll. Don't let your elbows come really far in front of your shoulders, because then you're at a disadvantage. But keep your shoulders like just in alignment with your elbows, so that way you can maximize your leverage and really roll out that muscle. Then after rolling, if you want to get a little deeper into that muscle, you can do a flex extend of your quad muscle, and that'll get really deep into the tissue. This technique, when you do the flex extend, helps get into knots and break up the knots. Then after that, you can go back into rolling. You can shift your weight up and then move into a different section and start the same exact technique. And then do the same technique over your quad in 2 to 4 sections, depending on how tall you are. And then you'll have rolled out your quad muscle. Thanks for watching.